Welcome to GME Admin Insights, the podcast dedicated to the GME community. I am your host, Natasha Brox, and I am thrilled to be back with you here today. You know, I talk a lot about professional development, connections, networking, and growth. And I like to have people on the podcast that bring that insight to the GME community. And with that, today, I have a special guest. Please join me in welcoming Aurea Baez-Martinez. Aurea is a native of Ponce, Puerto Rico, and I love Puerto Rico. She worked in the GME in 2008 when she was recruited by. Aurea is a native of Ponce, Puerto Rico. She started working in.
Breathe.
I know, right? I know, right?
Breathe. Okay. You can say that I start. Don't say it. Just say native from Puerto Rico. Start working in GME in 2008 as program secretary, and then reclassified as
I don't
program
know why I
coordinator.
keep saying with though. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'll move. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Aurea is a native of Puerto Rico, and she started working in GME in 2008 when she was recruited to work as a program secretary for the pediatric residency program in Episcopal San Lucas and worked there until 2017. During that time, she had a position. Her position was reclassified as program coordinator. Her and her family moved to Fort Worth, Texas in 2017 to an affiliated program in TCOM. And she currently is the GME institutional coordinator for UNTHSC, Texas College of Osteopathic Medicine. Aurea completed her Bachelor's of Art degree in Office Systems Management at the Inter-American University of Puerto Rico at the Ponce campus and completed her Master's of Science degree in Management and Leadership from Western Governors University. She is currently working on her doctorate degree, yay, in education in healthcare, communication, and leadership from LSU Shreveport. She was granted her TAGME certification in 2019 and is a certified education in Myers-Briggs type indicator since step one since December 2021. That is a great certificate to have. You know, during her free time, she tries to spend time with her family, but Aurea loves to paint and draw and wishes she has more time to do so. But the biggest thing is she is a Star Wars fan. May the force be with you. Welcome to GME Admin Insights, Aurea. I am so glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. And just for you, I wore my Millennium Falcon ear.
See that? Oh my goodness. You was prepared. I love that. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome. So as you know, like you have the Facebook group. You know, I kept watching you. I'm like, this girl, you know, I need to collaborate with her. She's doing big things in the GME community. You know, there was really nothing out there, and I kept seeing, I'm like, yes, this is what the GME community needs. And I'm so glad that we finally met at ACGME face to face. That's why I love conferences like that. I love conferences like that. You get to see and interact and network with people that you interact with online. So, but I knew that, you know, we had to collaborate and do something. But I wanted to ask you, Aurea, you know, so you've done so much on Facebook, your Facebook page, LinkedIn, your career, you keep growing. Let's tell the GME community like your journey, how you got where you started, even though did that a little bit in your intro, where you started and how you progressed in your journey and your passion for GME.
Oh my God. So let's be honest. I did not know squat about what GME was when I started.
Yeah.
Squat, zero things.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this was my second real grown-up job after graduating from my bachelor's. And I had been without work for a couple of months because contracts lapse and everything. And when I got this call, it was like, oh my God, this is great. This is the local hospital.
Mhm.
And for me, doctors graduated medical school and just went to do like be pediatrician, be internal medicine, and everything. And for me, I didn't know there was such thing as graduate medical education.
Mhm.
It was a learning curve, let's be honest. It was not easy learning everything, let's be honest. It's not easy,
It's not.
but it's not for the faint of heart.
It's truly, it's not.
It's not. It takes a very special kind of person. That's why
True.
during the conference I said, we are unicorns because we're that type of person.
True.
And I learned a lot. I grown to love the community, and one of the things that I wanted to do during that time was grow more professionally.
Yeah.
And I'm in my 20s. So I've been following Tag Me since I was in Puerto Rico. Let's be honest, I knew about Tag Me way back when,
Mhm.
but I didn't have nor the money nor the time to
Mhm.
get the education I needed
Right.
to further myself. Situation in Puerto Rico is not the best economically.
Mhm.
So my husband and I were thinking for a while now, let's try and move to the States. We were looking first in Florida because I have family that lives there. But then light bulb moment, an opportunity opened here in Texas, and I applied to it, interviewed in my home in Puerto Rico through Google Chat with who is my supervisor today.
Oh, wow.
Still,
Wow.
got an offer a week later, and about a month and a half later, we were sailing off. We've been here 7 years now.
Wow.
I've been with TCOM, Texas College of Osteopathic Medicine, since I got here in 2017, in February 1st, actually. And then I started with I was assigned to a hospital in Weatherford, Texas. It was Weatherford Regional Center at that point, and then it was rebranded Medical City Weatherford. I started working with their GME programs. I got insight on how to do a program application there. Like I helped build some program applications, and one thing led to another. I was able to get those professional development efforts that I've been looking for so long. Thank you, professional development budgets. And lo and behold, I did fail Tag Me the first time. Nobody's perfect,
Exactly.
but the next year, and this was when the first time I took it was when it had the open-ended questions. Your face at all.
You can go so many ways with those questions. So many.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I did the retake the next year, it was already in the multiple choice only and everything. I have around there still my binder with all my notes and tabs and all that stuff, and people look at it and they're like, oh my God, I was like, no, I sat down at home, I sat down at work, I sat down everywhere with my binder. I even created Quizlet flashcards and had my tablet with me and study every chance I could.
Yep.
And I was able to finally gain Tag Me certification. I'm actually up for recertification this year, so I'm waiting on the window so I can apply for recertification. And then all the rest of the stuff kept coming, kept coming. And I love to learn. I'm a nerd. I like to learn.
Well, and
And
that's why you said it's the unicorn. It takes a special person.
exactly. And then here's the thing. I remember somebody telling me, I think this was about a few months or about a year after I started working GME, they told me this is a dead end job. You don't go past here. I'm like, what? But you learn every day. You learn new stuff every day, even if it's
Mm.
one small microscopic thing.
What?
And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You know, and I was able to make the role mine. I loved it. I still miss the people I worked with back
Mhm.
in Puerto Rico. I bumped into some of them during the conference. I was like, "Eh."
Yes.
And some of them, you know, I still have contact with my previous program director and through Facebook and, you know, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not very, very active in social media. Like I'm not very active, but I'm beginning to be more active because
Mhm.
of all these efforts that we're doing. So
Right, right. And I think
it doesn't mean I don't see things. It's just responding wise, I'm not, I'm come on, I was born in the 80s. What was
Hey, I
there wasn't
know,
social
right?
media then.
It wasn't, and now it's like the to-do, right?
Exactly.
And like put it out there now, but like back in the days, it's like word of mouth, let's sit down, let's talk about it, but now it's the social media is it. I know. I
Yeah,
force myself too, so you're not the only one.
perfect.
So, speaking about social media, let's talk about this Facebook page. What do you think was the biggest like motivator for you even creating the page? Let's talk about that. Tell me more about that.
Okay, so the Academy for Program Coordinators,
Mhm.
or APC in short, it started after, and true backstory. My supervisor has the Academy for GME
Mhm.
for all the faculty, coordinators, GME staff, program directors, locally with our affiliates. Coordinators were asking for something a little bit more directed to them. So she asked me, and Kimberly Warfield and then Nicole Williams joined us to start working on something for that community. So we did it. We sent out like a needs assessment before that, and we were asking the coordinators, what do you like to know? What do you want to listen to?
Mhm.
Opened it August of 21 to only our local affiliated coordinators. Hence, the needs assessment every year. We saw that, we weren't reaching out to a lot of people. And we
Mhm.
talked with our supervisor, and we said, I think there's a need for us to expand this. And she was also encouraging us to expand it.
Mhm.
Do you mind if I create a Facebook group? And she's like, no, go ahead. Create a Facebook group, June of 2022. And I remember the dates because I was looking back at it actually yesterday.
Oh.
And open it up and started posting in the other GME groups like, well, we have this group, it's professional development for you, virtual free. And who doesn't love a free professional development opportunity?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and we're recording it and we're posting it later on. And
Mhm.
we started growing and growing and growing, and reached the point where more that still this morning I was adding people to our mailing list. Like I have my contact list on the APC email, and I've kept adding. I have practically about 600 contacts in the email list. I shouldn't say it's we, because this is a team effort. We have about a little bit, I think about a little bit over 1,000 members in the Facebook group.
Oh, this.
That has been like fluctuating. And after that, I was like, let me open a LinkedIn, because a lot of people are looking into LinkedIn, and
Yes.
LinkedIn is more professional. This is more
Mhm.
personal. Open LinkedIn. Um, all of this has had its fails. I had a Gmail account for the Academy, got blocked out because because of how many people are in the group, in the mailing list.
Uh-huh.
Gmail thought I was spamming people, lost my email access to that. So
No.
I had to pivot, get this new email address, create a new YouTube channel, repost all the videos, and
What?
true. It is true that, this is not like we have been doing this and it's success after. No, it has had its failures. And the good thing is we have learned from those failures and we have adapted to ensure that,
Wow.
okay, if it happens again, this is what we need to do.
Right. Right. So you keeping the email list somewhere else in case. Oh my
Exactly.
goodness.
But yeah, I was like, oh my God. And
Wow.
then I emailed the Google team and they're like, they never responded. I was like, this is not spam.
Oh
This is not
wow.
junk. This is real. But because I was sending to a lot of people on a day, over 500 invitations, I got blocked.
Wow. So they're like block and I'm not gonna respond. My
Exactly.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, with every failure, there's great success. So be
That's true.
careful. We learn. But that's how we learn anyway, by our failures. That's how we learn in the GME community. But when we fail, won't do that again. And we have a backup plan and we keep going. So you got the LinkedIn page. And I did see that. Um, and I know that on there one time you said that you love to help others. Tell me why you like helping others, because I think that's a unique thing for people. Some people just like to learn. Some people like to learn and give back. So tell me your reason why.
The short of it, I'm a closeted teacher. I wanted to be a teacher. Be a
Really?
teacher. And here I am in education.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned so much from everybody, and it's my way of giving back
Mm-hmm.
to those who taught me,
Yes.
to those who have helped me along the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am an empathetic person. I
Mm-hmm.
like to put myself in the other person's shoes.
Yeah.
And sometimes somebody asks me a question and I'm like, hmm,
Hmm.
I don't know the answer. Let's look for it. Let me look for it. And at the same
Right.
time, let me learn about it.
Yep.
That's my mentality.
Yep.
And I've been so blessed that I'm able to help others.
Mm-hmm.
Some coordinators have reached out to me asking for mentorship.
Yeah.
As long as I have the capacity, the
Mm-hmm.
answer will practically be yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As long as I have the capacity.
Yeah.
Um, and so many people helped me along the way that it's it's natural. It's
Yeah.
natural to me. It's
Yeah.
natural to me.
And I do know, in GME, especially when you are a coordinator, especially back in the day, I'll just say that. It was like you're hired, here's your office, your keys, your computer, go to work. And you're like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Oh,
Um,
and we have those beautiful binders that we had to set
I
up
know. If you have binders.
for the site visit.
Oh yeah,
And
yep,
the fabulous files, you had to
yes,
maintain those files to a T. And then
exactly.
you have the program information form. And for those who never have seen it, a program information form is the whole application in paper, and it had
Mhm.
more pages that you can count.
Yes. I think now we telling our age.
Okay, I'm proud to be 40.
They like paper. We do everything electronic. I know electronic is better, but in the days, it was all paper.
All paper.
All
And those
paper.
binders, and every time you had a site visit, you had to prepare, make sure those binders were up to date, have them ready, and then I don't know about you, but I had experience of some of the site visitors coming in and just do like open, see there everything's, see it there, close it, and not check. And I'm like,
Yes. Yes. After all of the work. Yes.
I'm like, I'm
Yes, Aria.
still
Mm-hmm.
hours.
Yes. And you know what? I even had it to where I'm like, okay, like say if you have 21 residents, okay, you know what? I've done 19. Ugh, I'm just gonna not do these two. And then they go down the list. Oh, bring me so and so. And that's the one I didn't do. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, really? The
Yeah.
last two I didn't do, you're gonna, oh.
Yep.
So I understand. Woof.
And how they went through each resident file to make sure
Yeah.
everything was there, especially if we had transfer residents, if somebody left the program, to make sure we did all the due
Mhm.
processes. People, there's a due process policy for a reason. It wasn't as
But didn't I just say
yep,
failure is a great learning experience?
exactly.
It's like once you do it, oh, never to do that again. Like never.
And
And if you do, then that's on you because you already know that's on you.
there's a Chinese proverb, and it came up to my mind when you said about failure. It says, if you fall 7 times, get up 8 times. Get
Yeah.
up 8. But
You gotta get up. Don't that seventh one, you still gotta get up, but just get
yeah,
up. Just
exactly.
get up. I like that verb. That Chinese verb. I like that. I'm gonna have to use that somewhere. So we just came back from ACGME, right? And I mean, ACGME was buzzing. It was really great this year. I think it was really, really, really great this year. I don't know why. I feel like it was like the best one so far for me in my career that I've been to. And you and your team, you gave a great presentation, a great presentation. You had everybody like motivated and inspired. But at the ACGME, that is a big conference to even attend. How was it to give a presentation there? Like, sometimes that's our like goal. I'm gonna at ACGME, I'm going to. So how was it?
Okay. Remember I said you learn from failure, right? Let me be honest. I've been wanting to present at ACGME, knowing that I'm a full-on introvert that works in an extroverted role
I know.
for some time. I didn't get to do my first ACGMA conference until 2019.
Okay.
And after that, COVID, we did San Diego in 2020, COVID
Mm-hmm.
hit. We had those 2 years of virtual.
Mm-hmm.
The topic of psychological first aid came at that moment. And Stuart Slaving is a great proponent of having a psychological safe space
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
seniors only.
Right.
I did a psychological first aid course online through Coursera. I did a happiness. There's this course in Coursera for anybody who can take it. It's from Yale University. It's it's about happiness. It's free, and you do it at your own pace. So I was doing that. So 2022, they send out the calls. Oh, we're going back and in person in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and they send out those calls in 22. And I had presented psychological first aid locally. Here we have our annual conclave, and I wanted to expand it, so I submitted it, got rejected.
Oh.
But here's the kicker. I've been part of the well-being community from the ACGME since COVID started, right in April of 2020. I've been an active participant, and I was telling people at first, I'm a little fish in a big
Big-
sea of people, because we have PDs, MDs, DOs, PhDs, all of this in this community, and I'm just a coordinator that was doing her master's at that point. And we started getting together. Remember Stuart, Nick, Coronita, Pamela, Candace, Mukta. We all got together about doing this project with the coordinators. we got together, we worked the survey. Survey got sent. I remember when I got that email, I was like, oh my God, it's live. It was so proud moment.
Yes.
And when he told us, hey, they asked me to present them, we're going to present this at ACGME. Oh, but they asked me to do it in the coordinator plenary spotlight on Saturday. And we're like, what?
Wow.
Telling you that I was freaking out is too much. So
Can only
we
imagine.
we got together. They, that showed us the data. They told us, oh, we got more than 50% response rate. I'm like, that is amazing. Usually a lot of surveys don't get that much. They get 30 something percent. That's
If
a
that,
lot.
right, if that.
We went through. I remember Pamela and I meeting, talking about our talking points for the presentation. That Saturday came last year in Nashville.
Oh.
And when I saw that room packed, I was like, oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God. I've done this over camera to over 200 people, but not this much in person. I
Yeah.
did. I had so many wonderful coordinators reach out to me afterwards. They were like, oh my God, this is amazing. And
Yes.
that's also what helped grow the academy.
Right.
So during the past year in 23, after ACGME, Stuart reached out to me again about doing a mini presentation during the well-being forum call. We do these calls. We were doing that at first every month. Now we're doing it every 2 months. And he asked me, well, I'm going to present. Do you mind presenting? I was like, okay, fine. I have no issues at all, But then I get this email from Liz. Hey, Aria and Cornita, I've been talking with Stuart and Nick, and we would like to invite you. They gave me your names because we would like to invite you to do the coordinator plenary during the coordinator forum at this next year's. And I'm like, I can I and here's the thing. I wasn't planning on going to ACGME because I knew I was gonna get recertified this year. I need to budget for that.
Right.
And there are other stuff, other factors. And the other part in the email said, and if you have said we'll pay for you to come in,
Well, there you go.
everything, I'm like, huh. Forward it to my boss. I'm like, what do you think? And she's like, go for it.
Yes.
That's go
Yes.
for it.
Yeah.
So I respond back. I was like, oh yeah, count me in, but I'm in here. I'm like freaking
I know you was freaking out. I know you was freaking out. I would have been too.
And then I mentioned like I'm here, I'm freaking nervous during the ACGME conference. It was because it's part of the well-being saying when you're vulnerable,
Yeah.
because nobody's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I am so happy that it's
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
but it gave me a great opportunity to connect with so many people. And every
Yeah.
year that the conference keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, and I love it.
When I walked in the room, I'm like, oh my God. Like it was packed in there. I mean, it was packed. And I don't think I've ever saw it like that packed. Like,
They told us about a month and a half or 2 months before. By the way, we have about 1,850 people registered for the pre-conference. I'm like,
mm, breathe. I know
okay.
you're like, breathe, breathe,
Breathe.
breathe.
Oh, almost 2,000 people.
I know.
I
It seems like
conquered,
it
I
was more.
conquered, I conquered 200 online. I conquered about 500 in person. You're giving me the
I'm gonna triple that. I'm gonna
okay.
quadruple this.
We were already knew it was gonna be jam packed.
Yeah.
but
I didn't
I
know it was like that.
never expected
Mhm.
such great response
Yeah, yeah,
because I don't want to set myself up for either failure or success. I want to just keep myself neutral,
right.
know that anything can happen.
Right, exactly, exactly. But I honestly think I'm thankful that it's so many were in there because like we really needed to hear that. We needed that boost. And I'm so thankful that they did put it in the program coordinator room. Like that was for us. We needed that. We needed that for our push, for our growth, for our, determination, keep going. So that was the perfect platform to put that in. And I think it really, really helped a lot of people as well. So I'm thankful that they did, even though, it was on the
And
hinge of,
having it on the first day.
yes,
That
yes,
was a huge motivator. They were telling us, we want you to have this audience be motivated. It's the first session, the first day. You know, I give kudos to Stuart and Nick who have done this to a lot of people before. I give kudos to Coronita because she kept me grounded and everything, and this was a team effort. This was a really huge team effort, and we kept each other motivated, and it was amazing, amazing working with them. I want to do it again.
yeah. I can only imagine, who gets to work with Stuart all the time and Grenada. Like I mean, really, in our role, who really does? So,
So let me tell you something real quick. January, we did our APC session,
mhm.
and I was mentioning that, oh yeah, we'll see you at ACGME, blah blah blah. And people were saying, oh, you're presenting with Stuart. Stuart is amazing. We love him. The coordinators love him, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, Stuart has a fan base. I will let him know. Immediately after that meeting, after this session, I actually had a meeting with him, Nick and Coronita, about the presentation, and I told him, hey Stuart, you have a fan base among the coordinators. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. So the coordinators are your fans, by the way. He's like,
I mean, he didn't know, like, hello.
and the way all of them make you comfortable enough to be
Oh, that's true.
present and being able to get all of this out.
Yeah,
You don't, there are not many people have that ability to have somebody, that you can rely on and say, oh, I'm feeling uncomfortable,
right.
no, everybody made us feel comfortable all the way through.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Especially with such a big event, and then being able to tell like your story and, come across, especially to all of us coordinators, all of the GME community. So that was great. That was great. I know it was a huge thing and a huge opportunity for you, and then how you presented it and gave us that, that extraness that we needed. It was great. It was great. And,
And I know you were surprised when I shout out to you.
well, it's crazy because I'm just standing there. I was looking for my team and I'm like, just standing, looking, looking. And so I looked up on the screen and I saw GME and I'm like, nah, that's not me. She's talking about GME. So I'm looking and I don't know if she's here, but Natasha Brox, I'm like, she put me on a, oh, what? She, and then first I was like, she knows who I am. How she know little on me? Like, she knows me. No, I know, I want to know her, but like me.
Yeah.
And then I looked around the room like, oh my God. And then like I had to hold back this little tear, right? I'm like, because, because I mean, and I'm sure like when you do something for the community, you just do it. You just
Yeah.
do it. No accolades, no pat on the back. You do it because that's your passion. That's what you love to do. But when I heard that, I was like,
Yeah.
I texted my sister. I was like, Mom, she knows who I am.
And like I told you, you know, I've seen it. I have not been very active, but I'm
Right.
learning to be a little bit more active. So, hello, social media. Thank you for pushing us to do this. But I knew about it. I've seen the post and everything. And we were going through this list and people were telling me, I did not know there was this. I did not know there was that. And I remember later that night, I was checking Facebook, the well-being, wellness for coordinators group. The moderator, Amy Bourgeois, I think I hope I'm saying it right. She posts, I don't know what's going on. Somebody mentioned this group at the ACGME conference, and I went from double digits to triple digits. And people were saying, yep, it was shared among the 1,800 people that was there. People said, yes, somebody meant you were percent, blah, blah, blah. And the only comment I made was, blame it on me. Because I
Yeah.
was the one mentioned it. And people were like, oh my God, I did not know this. And then when I mentioned, I gave the two shout outs, Kimberly Warfield, who's one of my best friends. She did this presentation on imposter syndrome, and I wanted to bring it. I was like, I know you're not going to be there, but you know, can I use this and everything? She's like, yeah, yeah, no worry, you're going to get your show, don't worry. And then Laura Robinson, if people here haven't heard, Laura Robinson gave a great session on
Yes.
automation 2 years in a row in
Yeah.
ACGM. And then she did it for us during APC. I asked her, hey, do you mind if I use some of your material? And
Mhm.
she's like, I don't mind at all. And I was like, okay, perfect. Thank you. And you know, you're going to get your shout out. And she was still surprised.
Yeah.
She was still surprised that she got the shout out. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, because the recognition is there for the people who know and did and helped me. And this is not a me thing. This is a team effort. This is
Yeah.
we.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we don't do it, then who will?
Exactly. Exactly. And when I saw the list of people, the list that you had, and I'm like, wow, I keep talking about this shift. I don't know when the shift came, but it came. And now you can see it and now you can feel it, right? So now there's a shift of places to go, different avenues when you want to learn, when you want to grow, when you want, to do more, read more, learn more, motivation, everything. It's out there now. But
Mhm.
even when I was doing it, there was nothing. Then that's why I started doing it. If I need to learn it, or if I don't know, someone else does. And when you did that, a couple people was asking me, because I had my personal, LinkedIn, and someone was asking me, well, do you have a LinkedIn for this? And I was like, no, and they kept asking. I was like, you know what? Yep, I'm creating a LinkedIn page specifically for GME Admin Insights now. Just like, yes. And it was all because of going back to ACGME, they start reaching out, asking me, and I'm like, okay, well, now I have to create a GME Admin Insight, and it was so humbling because within like 2 days, it was like 100 people.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, okay. And I had the newsletter at first, and that's like almost 1,000 people. I'm like, okay, well, I was trying to let me just, now I'm like restructuring everything now because of that. Thank you, Aria.
You're welcome.
But it's all for growth for the GME community. It's like, if that's what you tell me you need, okay, I'm going to give it to you, So, hey,
And
I'm glad we have different avenues and different ways. Like, everything is not the same. We all
exactly.
have different things, and I love that.
So fact there is for people to know there are over 11,000 program coordinators, institutional coordinators, managers, whatever you want to call it, in all ACGME programs. About a little bit more of 11,000.
Right.
And we are reaching out between your newsletter,
Mm-hmm.
our efforts. We're reaching about 500, 1,000, about give or take people every day, because This is not like a monthly effort or weekly this is daily. Even if we don't connect, it's daily.
That's true.
And I always encourage others. Hey, somebody who hasn't seen this or has, you think might want to connect, forward them their information, let them know that we're here.
Yeah.
11,000
It's a lot.
people that work in GME. We're reaching about 5 to 10% of them.
Yeah.
We need to keep this growing.
Yeah. And then you got to think about the turnover. The new program coordinators is coming every day,
Yes.
and if they make it to that 3-year mark, you know, and helping them to make it and beyond. Like the first 3 years, it is hard. So like just helping them, especially for institutions that do not have a true training, for them. And I always say it starts at the base. It starts at the training. So when you don't have it, but they have the resources, you know, to help them maneuver, they have their specialty and stuff like that. But other resources, it will help them. It will help them stay. It will help them make the 3 years and longer.
And also the motivation. So yesterday, as I was talking with another coordinator, we were talking psychological safety, all of this stuff. She mentioned something, and it took me back to actually the class that I'm taking right now, which is healthcare communication. She talked about intrinsic motivation. So little geeky here, self-determination theory talks about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. What motivates us from inside, that's intrinsic. What motivates from the outside, extrinsic. So here's the thing. For us to be able to be successful in this job, we have to have a combination of both. We have to be fully motivated inside. And I believe, and I know, and not saying this out of vain, that there's still coordinators out there saying, oh, I'm going to fail, I'm going to get fired, blah, 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 blah. No, don't think that.
Right.
And those fears, they bring it outside.
Yes.
People might not be able to get together with you or motivate you. So we need to be fully motivated inside.
Yeah.
Work is work, home is home, everything else, And then the support of the team, if we don't have that support from our PD, from our DIO, from other coordinators,
Yeah.
from the faculty, from the residents, hey, of course we're going to have a lot of turnover,
Yeah.
because this doesn't rely on only our motivation, but
Mhm.
again, the combination of both
Right.
our inside motivation and the outside motivation. So very, very important to have a great supporting environment, not just for you, but for others. And then that way you receive the support, you get the support.
That is so true. So true. Because if you feel like you're by yourself, then you're just gonna sink,
Yeah.
and you're not by yourself. You do have a team where you're at, and then you have a team like here, so there's like you're supported. But yeah, when you don't feel like it, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna fail. But you do have
And
to start with you first.
also to be patient. Things will come at the time that they will come. Again, I mentioned that I've submitted to ACGME before.
Mhm.
I got rejected, maybe because it wasn't my time.
Right.
My
Right.
time
That's okay
came
though. That is
when it.
okay though. That's okay, and we'll get back up on the boat and we'll keep rolling. Like you. So you're getting your doctorates. Tell
Yes.
me what led to that? Like what led to, okay, I got my bachelor's, I got my master's. You know what? I want to get my doctorates.
Like I said, I'm a geek. I like to learn. I'm a nerd. Say it. I don't care. When I
Mhm.
was little, I used to think different.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
when I did the bachelor's, I did in office systems management, which was what was before secretarial sciences. Perfect. That's where I started. But I wanted to keep growing. I am that person. I had to keep growing. I tried to do an MBA, did not work. So when I arrived in Texas, I still had that itch, the itch to get the certification, the itch to grow.
Worse.
I started looking. Here's the thing. In GME, you have to adapt to so many things. There's nothing specific to what we do, like a bachelor's in graduate medical education or
Right.
stuff like that. So you have to make it your own.
Yeah.
Started looking, saw this program, management and leadership, and I was like, this is right up my alley. This is what I do because we're mid-level managements.
Yep.
We're leaders.
Yep.
Don't tell me otherwise. So I did it. I started pre-COVID, like a few months before COVID hit.
Right.
Again, ups and downs, failed exams, but kept it.
Kept going.
Kept going. 2 years later, had my master's. The best thing about it, it didn't have anything on statistics. I did not have to take a statistics class. I hate statistics. Okay. Anyhow, I finished it in 21, graduated officially June of 2021. Almost exactly 2 years because I started in September, October 19. And I know I talk to people, it's like, let me give me some time to reflect and see. If you decide to do a doctoral degree, don't take it lightly. I took my time searching the programs, making sure that I was able to get student loans with them. And I'm still going to try to get some scholarships and everything. It's just, I need to sit down and do the applications and stuff. But looking for a good program that was a good fit for me was not easy.
Right.
There's a lot of PhDs in leadership, in healthcare leadership. I did not want to take the route of PhD because that's for more research-oriented people.
Yeah.
So again, making my path to grow. I kept looking, and I found this program at LSU, all online.
Okay.
All online. Very, very cost effective because the whole program, I believe it costs about $40,000, the whole program.
Oh, wow.
And
Good.
I looked at it, it says doctoral in education in leadership studies. Their department is leadership studies. And they have 3 cohorts: the full-on leadership studies, disaster preparedness, and healthcare communication and leadership. Kept reading, and I'm saying that I even had a spreadsheet comparing each program, which program was, how many credits, how much it costs, weighing all my options. And one of the things that attracted me to this program is that even though it's under the Department of, it's a doctorate in education, it's not necessarily an education doctoral degree. It's not necessarily for teachers. It's for everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
And I applied, got letters of recommendation, did my essay, had people recheck my essay about 3 or 4 times. I'm very grateful.
Just to make sure.
Sometimes you miss something, and it's good to have those extra people that you can trust. And got my notification Thanksgiving week. After interview and everything, I was accepted. I started in January. I'm in my 2nd class now. And it's great because it's what we see every day.
That's it. Okay.
It's a newer program. They're graduating their first people from that cohort this year. But it's great. And they have, all my classmates were like, I'm in GME. I see somebody who is working in hospital administration, different backgrounds. And we sit down weekly, we talk, we present. And it's a great experience so far. And I'm doing it now because I have the energy for it now. I'm 40. My daughter is about to be 10 this year. So while I have that energy, and one thing I was told, and my sister who has a doctorate too, she shared with me, she said, please do it now. Don't wait like I did. Don't wait too long. Enjoy it. Enjoy the process now. Don't wait till later. So
That's so true.
again, it's a way for me to create my path to keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
What the future holds, what I want to do with this, I have freaking no idea right now. And that's
But you have it to do it, you can move in different areas if you need to, different lanes, spread out.
exactly. So my short-term goal right now is that 4 years from now, I'm hoping to be preparing my dissertation.
Mm-hmm. So true. And also it goes back to the beginning when we started this conversation, when you said that somebody said this is a dead end job. So see how like that's full circle. It's not a dead end job. There's places you can go. There's avenues you can go to within, either within your institution, GME, like you just never know where it's going to take you. It's only going to take you as far as you're going to let it. So
My old university counselor used to say, the sky's the limit.
yes.
And if I was braver when that person told me that, I would have said, challenge accepted.
You know what? Yeah. I think that, like you were saying, like when we were younger, I know when I was younger, I'm like, school, what? Like now it's like, if I would have done things back then, I could be so much further now, right? And you it I don't it just clicks when you get older, like, oh, okay, this is why we go, this is why, because now we're in that, like, okay, I want to do, let me, and I always thought about getting my doctors, but I'm like, I don't know, because I like to teach. I mean, I didn't know I like to teach. See, I didn't know. But, like I do want to like teach coordinators, like, help them, like just teach them, because back in the day we didn't get any instruction, any learning, anything. So to be that sounding board for them, especially when they first come on, and then watch them bloom, like we do residents, right? Same thing, like we do residents. We just this, but doing it different with the coordinators. Like we need
And
that.
at the end, it's so fulfilling to see somebody
Mhm.
succeed.
Yes.
And you knowing that you were part of that success, you're not taking the credit for that, but you gave a little piece to that person, because
Yes.
the whole success, it belongs to that person, because they put the effort, the
Yes.
time, the strength, everything
Yes.
into
Yeah.
becoming successful.
Yeah.
You are just somebody who helped push and pave the way.
Yes. Yeah. I don't mind. I'm like, here, yeah. Go. Go. There you go. 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 Like fly, but about fly. Just fly.
Fly,
Yeah. So
fly.
yeah, I'm with you. I don't need it, but see, I made her. No, like, look,
No,
if that's
no,
what you want to
no.
do, let me get you there. Let me get you to the place that you want to be. That's all
And,
you
and
put.
and people tell me, thank you for showing me
Yeah.
this or helping me with this.
Yeah.
You don't have to thank me. I'm just grateful that you were able to learn it and that you are able to take it forward, move it forward. It's and there's lots of opportunities still out there. It's just a matter of looking. And I want to say this part, besides me doing the doctorate right now, I'm also doing a year-long program called Teaching Excellence in Academic Medicine, or TEAM, out of MSU. I was lucky enough to get into the cohort for this year. And one thing I said during asking, well, I was asking questions one time, that was like, but I'm a coordinator. You think this is for me? And they're like, yeah, because you're in the leadership role. And I'm grateful for that because, again, the nerd, I learned so much stuff. And there's other opportunities. You know, sometimes you find the free ones,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that they're like fall from the sky. They're free. Here you are. It's the silver platter, but there are ones you have to pay. And another thing I did before was the AMA academic coaching workshop.
Right.
And that one's free. But I did have to, again, this is why I was not thinking of going to see Jimmy. I had to cost my hotel and my airfare from special funds, you know, balance.
Yeah.
Making sure you have a balance of what you can do and what you cannot do
Mm-hmm.
versus what you want and what you
What you need.
unfortunately need. And everything has been worth it. And you know, every little piece, every little step that I've been taking to this point has been fulfilling. And I hope I keep being this happy.
Ugh.
I don't
Well,
want to
you know,
become
when you do what you love,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, you'll get there. It'll be good, you know. When you do
And
what
yes, we do have our moments of panic.
mm-hmm.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? We do have our moments of panic. We do have our moments where what the hell?
Okay.
Um, and you moments where you want to literally, figuratively strangle the person,
Yes.
but that's life.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we just have to embrace, you know, it's less of those moments and more of the happy ones
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
and make our life fulfilling and enjoyable. And
Right. Right.
I love
And you've
working.
done a lot of professional development, and I love professional development. What would you say like coordinator, whether they're new, mid-level, season, you know, what suggestions would you give them? Because I feel like professional development is key, not just for, you know, our role, but just in general and in life.
Yeah. So for example, one of my big projects is well-being. So I try to get a lot of professional development in well-being. Um,
Mm,
find something in the role,
hmm.
even if you just want to learn a little bit of everything.
Right.
There's no
Right.
wrong here. There's no wrong. There's no, oh no, this is not for you. No, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
Think about something that you would like to be more proficient at during your role.
Mm-hmm.
Is it new innovations? Is it MedHub? You know, the residency management systems. Is it writing applications? Is it
Mm-hmm.
writing goals and objectives?
Right.
Is it well-being? Is it faculty development?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even a little bit of everything. And, you know, start small.
Very much.
Again, you can start a little bit of everything, taste all the flavors that are out there, and then, you know,
Like
pick
that.
the one that you like the most and take it from there. Again, there's no right, there's no wrong, there's
Right.
no you can't do this. No, it's just I want to do it. I'm doing it. That's fine.
Right. But what about, because I've heard a lot of this before, you know, they will say, but my company's not paying for that, so I'm not going to do it. You know, if they're not going to pay for it, you know, they should be paying for my professional development. What's your thoughts on that?
It's oh my God. It's like the one of the things I hear the most from a lot of coordinators, I don't have the money, I don't have anything. There are a lot, and there are a lot of
Mhm.
free opportunities, even locally.
Yeah.
If you're directly part of a hospital, check your local medical
Yeah.
school. check your local university. There has to be something that is free. Online, we've been opening so much opportunities for free professional development.
That's true. That's true.
And again, when I mentioned ICGME, we didn't have social media way back when. Now we do. Network in Facebook, network in LinkedIn, network. Ask the questions. I love, again, I see it. Doesn't mean I don't, I don't participate a lot. Doesn't mean I don't see it. I see, I like, and I love when coordinators ask the questions on the groups.
Yeah.
And you learn a little bit more
Right.
of that. And that for me is also part of the professional development.
Yes. Yes.
Seeking out a mentor, seeking out an advisor,
Yes.
seeking out a colleague that can
Yes.
walk you through the process, or encourage just that you just need to sit down with and say, please talk me. And if I'm doing this right, if I'm doing this wrong, just listen to me, just to help them bend and move forward.
Right.
Just by listening, find somebody that could listen to you and give you sound advice and mentor you, whatever you need. That's also part of professional development.
And sometimes the sound advice is tough love. Like, look, if you want to grow, then you need to make sure you adjust your finances to do this or this or that. It may just be that tough love. I mean, like you looked at your finances, like, okay, I want to get my master's, and you did it again for your doctor's. Now that was for you because that's your growth, that's your professional development. And I honestly think when, we start thinking about it as far as like, this is for me, because you can take it with you, you can go wherever you want to go. So if you think about it as this is for me, then I am going to incur the expense. So let me figure out my budget, see what I can and cannot do. And like you said, even if I have to take a little bit at a time, or I want to do this over here, it costs $200. Okay, let me do that to get where I need to go. Even like for my black belt, I paid for it by myself, because that's what I wanted to do. I looked at it, you do one color at a time and just do it small until you get it done. But that's what you do. Like I just had a whole little list of everything that I wanted to do, how much is it going to cost, and and
little by little.
Little by little. You can't jump in full throttle, just little by little. So yeah.
There's this phrase that oh my God, since I was a girl. And I'm gonna say it in Spanish, and then I'm gonna say that what it means in English.
Okay.
So it says, nadie te puede quitar lo bailado. Nobody can take away what you danced. That's the literal translation. Means that nobody can take away what you lived.
Yep.
What you did.
Yep.
To get more.
Yep. So true. So true. That is so true. I love that phrase because it's true. You put the work in, you did it, you own it, it's yours. You take it everywhere.
Nobody can take it away.
Nope. Nobody at all. So
that's your proud moment. That's your
I'm
proud. Pat in the back.
Yeah, pat on the back. So besides your doctorates, what other big plans do you have? I know we, always doing something. So what other big plans are in the works?
Oh my God. Right now, just to keep the work with the academy and keep keep growing GME programs. I like to help bring new GME programs into play. A lot of people don't think there's a shortage of physicians. Hey, there is a shortage of physicians. A lot of physicians are coming to retirement age. We need to fill that void.
Yes. Yes.
And, taking it one day at a time, keep taking it one step at a time. I learned from my mistakes, not to say too much at a time, not to want too much at a time. This is why, I waited a while before starting the doctorate. I've been burned out.
Mm-hmm.
I've had anxiety. I've had panic attacks. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But based on what I learned from that, it's what make me grow stronger, make me make better decisions, face more fears, face more challenges. Because, hey, life is not easy. If it were easy, we would have gotten a manual when we were born.
Yeah.
And making the time to balance things. I make the time to exercise every weekday morning.
Mm.
I've been going to my regular checkups. I go to work. I go home. I help my daughter with school. I help my husband. I help my mom. It's just making the time. And
Yeah.
yes, I say the phrase, I don't have time. I didn't have time. Time slip away from me, blah, blah, blah. Everybody does it. But, at the end of the day, it's all worth it. It's all
Mm-hmm.
worth it. So, taking it one step at a time and not overwhelm myself, because if not, I will cause myself a panic attack and I don't want that.
We don't want that. We do not want that. We don't want that. We need to hear.
Yeah. So let's see where the path takes us.
Yes.
Let's see
Yes.
what the future holds.
I cannot wait to see, like, in like 3 months, 6 months, we're gonna look up and we're gonna see Arya. Oh, she's doing this now. Like, because you just never know what you're gonna be thrown into. So,
Life is unexpected.
you said what?
Life is unexpected.
I know. Exactly. Because we just never know. We just never know what's gonna happen. We get the curveballs and we just, keep dodging and go with it, right? If being a coordinator didn't teach you anything, it taught you that. You just gotta, when it comes, you gotta roll with it. You just gotta roll with it. So, and finally, I always like to ask this, because I love how people think about different things.
Mhm.
And it's always just for fun. So if you could only take two things with you from your office on a deserted island, yes, yes, what would it be?
You're making me think. You're making me think.
Because
Okay.
I have,
I'm
I
looking, I'm
noticed
looking
that
around. I'm looking around.
oh, you're your officer. I noticed that people think differently, and I'm like, oh wow, they think about that. It's just another way of thinking.
I think
Only
right
two
now,
things.
I'm thinking right now because I'm looking at it, and if I look at it every day and it gives me strength,
Okay.
it's my board,
Oh, okay.
vision board, something not too big, something not too
Right.
small.
But it's going to give you
It
the strength.
has it has some of my favorite quotes, some pictures of my favorite things, and the goal of me graduating.
Oh.
I'm looking at this quote right now, and I was telling this friend a while back because somebody posted this on Facebook. It says everyone needs a friend who they probably shouldn't be allowed to sit next to at a serious function.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You have
Yes.
that friend, and I have pictures of me and my husband and my family. So um I don't know what else to take. I'm looking because I have my Star Wars figurines. I have some pictures, probably pictures of my family. That's the other
Ah,
thing.
yes.
I am surrounded by. I like to be surrounded by the mementos of my family.
Mhm.
I have pictures of my
Mhm.
nephews, pictures of my dad, pictures of my mom, my husband, my daughter. I have it's blurry, but I have artwork here from my daughter that she made. She's like, "Mommy, for you, for the office," and how she writes, "Te amo, mama," like, "I love you, mom."
Oh.
Um, and soaking in all those moments because once, hopefully, she doesn't get it when she goes into teenage years. Soaking all in all those happy moments with her
Mhm.
now. Um, yeah, family is everything to me. It's
Everything. Yes. Yes. So you
I
have your
love my
vision
family, and
board for
there's
strength and your family.
yeah, and then there's another quote here, and I love this. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. That's the start of a song by Prince.
Oh, it is. It is.
The song is
Yep.
Let's Go Crazy.
Yep, it sure
And
is.
it's just like that. And I have it here next to me because it's like, yeah, it's this thing called life.
So true. That is true. It was print. Let's go. Yeah, it was. Oh, well, I mean, we don't really want to go crazy, but we got to get through this thing called life.
Exactly.
We got to get
And
through
hey, it's okay. There are days that you want to go
it.
scream and shout and punch something,
Yes. Yes.
but get it out, let it out.
Been there, done that.
Don't bottle it in.
Yes.
It
Been there,
is what it
done
is
that.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yep. Shout, cry. Go to the those places where you can just go and smash bottles and just let all the
I've
energy.
been wanting to do one of those
Me
things.
too. Me too. Me too. I said, oh, that I heard that was a great like stress reliever. You could just ah. So there you go. You can scream, shout, all of that. You can go crazy, write it there and smash it. I'm gonna look into that. I know we got one down the road, so we'll do that. I know that'd be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Interesting.
Well, thank you, Aria, for joining me today on Jimmy Admin Insights. And I know my listeners, if they don't know, they probably do know how to contact you, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you don't know, then you must be living under a rock. Okay, so come from up under the rock and find Aria and her Facebook page. If they can find you where, Aria?
Academy for Program Coordinators in both LinkedIn and Facebook. And I have my, if you want to become friends with me in Facebook, Aria Baez-Martinez, or LinkedIn, Aria Baez-Martinez, MSLC, tag me. And we also have a Padlet and YouTube channel. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. We're here for you.
Yes. Click that connect button, click the like button, click the um, I want to be your friend button and get in the know and start to build your professional development for you. This is where you can go to get meetings. She has videos, audio, or tapings from webinars that are great for learning and developing. And then join the Facebook group. And if you have questions, put them in there. Ask the questions. If you're a Facebook person, if you're a LinkedIn person, get on LinkedIn, join the group, ask the questions. But regardless, reach out. Reach out to her on Facebook, LinkedIn, and be in the know. Okay? Be in the know. And with that, we conclude another enlightening episode of GME Admin Insights. And remember, your dedication keeps the gears of GME turning. And your growth matters. So until next time, community, we are signing out.